Okay guys, as you can see the pretty butterfly, he's on my zinnia. Well, I'm going to bring you out here because I told you I'm going to plant some of the ones that was on the porch. Give them a test run there under the shade canopy. So what we have here is we have some turnip greens, collards, the green mix, and we have some mustard greens. So what I'm going to do is it's pretty much to see, hey, if they're going to make it in this heat, because in Texas, well, at least where I'm at, I don't know how hot it's going to be. Now, mind you, I do have other seedlings inside, and I do have some things I'm going to just sprinkle in here once again. For starters, I'm going to take these out. And I'm going to go ahead and just make me some holes. And as you can see, my soil is really, oh man, it is moist. And I hadn't watered it today, of course. And so what I'm going to do, and remember I have one of each in here. So I'm going to just make a hole the size of the transplant. And these are the ones that's been outside a while. So I don't feel like they should have an issue with actually being out here. And if they do, we'll know. I mean, they've been out for over a week, just out, and it looks pretty good. So I'm going to remember to put the tag right here so I remember what I put right there. And over here, I'm making sure I have them enough space. So over here, I'm going to plant the collards. And again, like I said, this soil is so moist. It feels good. When I say moist, it's not wet, but it's not dry. And remember, I hand water these things. So I just pop that one in. And I'm going to put my tag to know. I mean, collards for me is easy to identify. So I'm not tripping on that. Uh-oh. And I will go and give them a light watering. Okay, then we have our green mix. As you can see, it is either up potted or transplanted. And this one been outside a while as well. So I'm going to go ahead on and let it go for what it knows. Now this one have a couple of little stems because this is the mix. So as you can see, each one you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have 7 different in here, and I'm gonna plant them. I'm not gonna plant them right next to each, like in a cluster. I am gonna give it a little space, but it's whereas you can actually see and know what it is. So I'm gonna plant these right here. That's just so I don't have to reach too far over. I think this is a zinnia transplant volunteer. I think those zinnias have been falling. All of these here. So what we're going to do is we're going to give each one their own little home. Just going to tilt it over. And I hope my big old head is not in the way. So let me see. I'm going to move you over this way. I hope the sun don't eat up my camera. Let me see if that's going to work. Yeah, it should work. So, as you can see, we got good root system right now. It's not root bound or anything. And I just watered them, so I'm not worrying about them being clumped together or hard to take loose. So, you can break it. And this is how normally I do mine. I go ahead and just break it apart like this. And some of the seedlings are smaller than the others. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to plant the larger seedlings. You see, I still left it with some of the soil it was in, because this was the seed starting mix. But remember, I already amend the soil. So I waited a couple of days before I decided to put anything in it. This one, I'm not going to have them too far apart, but I'm going to have them far apart enough. Then I'm going to take the next one. I'm going to put this one here to the side. So we got two on there. I might sit them back in. We'll see. Okay. This one is two of these together, kind of together. So I'm not going to separate them. I'm just going to go ahead and let them grow together. Put the soil back around them. And again, this is just going to let me know. I mean, I expect for it to look a little raggedy the first couple of days, but they should bounce back. Here's another hole. We're just going to pop a hole and put it in. This looks like a mustard tender here. And this, like I said, this is the mix, the green mix. So it's going to have a lot of variety in it. And it's expected. Now mind you, I'm not doing no hard work, but I'm sweating already. It's just, and I'm under the shade. I really hope that these end up doing really good, because I love greens. I love eating greens. That is one of my favorite things to eat. Especially, I mean, really, I could eat greens all year long. I don't know how some people have their little spells. I don't have them spells. I can eat it all. I'm from the South, so I'm just used to eating. I'm gonna put this in the middle, even though okay. And I still have my other, I'm not through planting. I want all of my stuff up in here. And again, this is the mix. So this is not one variety. This is a mixture of varieties that will be growing right here. And again, like I said, it was doing fine on the porch. So I feel like it's ready to come out here. And we'll stick these here somewhere else. It's just like 3 little seedlings, and I might just, don't worry about them. Now these are mustard greens. Again, most of these here are cool weather crops, so don't think I don't know that. But I'm in Texas, so Texas is really crazy. So you kind of almost have to go for what you know. Some people would differ, but I have a different system. And I planted these here with the seed starter mix, the cocoa core seed starter mix. So I'm trying to leave some of that in there. I don't want to take that out. And I'm going to try to keep these mustards together so I can just use this one tag. And it's 3 little seedlings up in there. And because I am putting it in a fresh environment, that's why I'm leaving as much of its cocoa core seed starter mix as I can, because I don't want to send it in that kind of shop. It's gonna probably be in a little shop, and believe it or not, I'm gonna keep this little whatever cocoa core in this thing. I'm gonna keep this here, and I'm gonna take these seedlings I just took out. Well, I just pulled that out. So I'm going to take this one I'm gonna put it back in here, and I really have a lot of mustard greens that I did start, so I'm not worried if I mean I want all my seedlings to make it, but if it don't make it, then I'm not gonna cry because I know I have backup, and you always have to have some backup. So that's what I'm gonna do with these. Put them back. It was two. One of my tore, so I'm not gonna even risk trying to put that one back in here. But I do want my tag. I need to have my tag right here so I know that that's what these here are. There's three of them. And that's it for that particular bed. Now this bed, I don't know if you remember me saying this is kind of like my variety bed. Excuse me. So it's gonna have a little everything probably in it, but it's nothing in it that can't be in it. And because I know I covered up my carrots probably and they're probably too deep, that's probably why they haven't germinated. And these take 65 days here. And these are the oh shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and put them out. I have to remember, good thing I'm filming it, because I have to remember that I'm gonna lay some more of these so I can come and put a label. These are the touching carrots. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm about to sprinkle it right over here. I'm gonna pull you out. Last time I did this, I wasted all my carrots. Let me see. So what I'm gonna do, you see, I'm barely doing barely doing it. I'm not the one to be to my, I want to thin out stuff. So I want to try my best to put them in there where they're not so close. I don't like wasting my seeds, I'm sorry. So I'm barely covering them up. And I have to remember not to put nothing that's on here. So that's all I'm going to do on the carrots right now over here in this bed. I have Denver carrots right here. I'm going to come out and change that that tag. Okay. So next, I'm going to take you, well, I can go ahead and water the carrots in. And I just looked at my phone. I'm so sorry if I'm big facing y'all. I just looked at my phone, and it says we're supposed to get a little rain. So we'll see. I'll come back and move these here out of the way. But I'm going to bring you guys with me because we have other stuff that we're planning. So then I give you a tour. I'm taking you up and taking you down. So over here, I'm finna plant some more mustard, and as well as one tomato, and that is the Oregon Spring tomato. So it's just like we did the last thing. I'm just gonna make a little holes. I'm gonna set them in there, and that's giving me, I mean, hey, we're gonna see which one of these beds it likes the best. Now, mind you, I did amend this bed as well, and I'm not gonna have them like right. Well, it's gonna look like they're close together, but they're not like really under each other. I'm gonna just pick them as they grow anyway, so I'm not trying to pick a individual head of mustard. And just as well as, like I said, with the other cocoa core seedlings, I'm gonna reuse this. Like soon, not just let it sit here. So I have 1, 2, 3 right here, and I'm gonna put this tag right here. Now this, it looks like it might do something. I don't think so. I'm gonna leave it here probably for another week. If it don't look like it's popping back out, then I'll get rid of it. This is a tomato that I moved from my bucket. Now this here, as well as these are mustards. These here actually look better than the other ones. These was on top getting more sun than the other ones. But as well, I'm gonna go ahead and transplant these. It looks so good. And only reason why I'm doing the ones under here, because it's not so much directly in the sun. It's offering a lot of shade to it. So I'd rather see how these go. And like I said, I do have other transplants inside. I am dripping with sweat. It's just that humid out here. And someone might be saying, well, hey, you putting on plants out there. Well, they've been out here, so evidently they can take it. And they've been in direct heat. And my soil is moist because my soil that I'm putting them in is still moist. So I'm really not going to actually water them today, because they are really moist. So I don't want to risk over watering them. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry if y'all see all this sweat dripping down. Okay, I'm gonna move this over. Now I do have these tomatoes that I'm gonna put, and I'm gonna try, because I normally do the cherry tomatoes, but I did have these, and it says it only take like 65 to 70 days of harvesting, which, give or take, I mean, I know it's gonna take more than that. Oh shucks, luckily it was just a seed. And this is my first time. I'm gonna try these peat pots, but I do have soil in them and the seedling. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bury this whole thing, and I'm gonna see how that works. It's supposed to decompose after so long. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a good hole that this could actually go in. And then I'm just gonna cover this hole up where the pot is at. I've never used these here pots before, but they're there, and they need to be doing something with them. So I'm just trying to make sure right now that with me burying them, that I'm actually burying them. And over time, I can actually cover that pot up if necessary. So yeah, if you ever used that before, let me know how did it work for you, because I don't know. I just have to remember to put that tag on there. So good thing I'm recording. I can go back and check. So we're going to leave this here, and I'm going to take you a little further down. Follow me. So now we're going over here. Hopefully you can see me again. I also have over here the tomatoes. Here's my cucumber. It is doing good. It's starting to come up pretty good. And I think I see a few little heads poking out, and it's flowering really good. So this was a tomato transplant, which I can see right now. It's no good. So that's going out. So this over here was not mixed with the cocoa core, so you can see the different texture. But when I feel it, it's not super dry, but it's not super wet either, which that just shows me I need to pay more attention to this area. I'm going to put a little water up in there, And then I'm going to put this, even though this is already watered, my seedling is watered, so I'm not watering that. That's more for the cup. So I'm going to bury it just like I did the last one. And this is kind of like an experiment for me as far as using these cups and what I consider direct sowing my tomatoes, this variety. And if you notice, I'm putting them where I built the trellises at, because this is a determined tomato, but as well as my other cherry tomatoes, they will kind of, grow up and possible, lean and vine and whatever. So I want to make sure that we don't have that issue. I'm not going to cover my seedling up with the extra dirt because I've already did that. So I just put it around the thing. Now, because this dirt is drier than the other one, I am going to water around it to make sure that it has some water. I am going to come back. I did bring some water out. I'm sorry. I'm wiping sweat, shoot. So now, as you can see, I do have some more mustard. And remember, my fall stuff is going to be full of greens, broccoli, stuff like that. So I'm going to plant these everywhere. Number one, I want to see what area is going to grow the best anyway. So in the summer, in the fall, I really have nothing vining that grows. This tomato plant, I feel like, even though it has fruit, look, I just feel like it doesn't have life. So there's no need to keep that there. So now these I'm going to plant over here. And again, this soil is a whole lot drier. And again, it's just teaching me and letting me know, hey, and this was the reused soil, but I did refresh it. So I'm not scared of planting in it at all. I just see that it's drier and it don't have the cocoa core in it. Now, with this one, I think I'm going to do something a little different because of the area it's in. I'm actually going to put this cocoa core stuff in it because and it's wet, it's already moist, because I don't want to just put them out here and just be mean to them. I do want them to have a good chance of surviving. So, first step is I'm digging my seedlings out. And I'm just going to lay it down. Okay? Because I am going to put this cocoa core up in there. I'm not trying to kill them. So, and as you can see, this is still wet, moist. Will it work 100%? I don't know, but I do know that the cocoa core hold more moisture. So it makes sense. Now what I think I'm going to do, I'm still going to go, give me a minute, I'm going to go get the other one. So I'm going to pull that, and these was mustard greens too. Now with me doing this, it do a couple of things. Number one, it gives me a chance to see how soon I can actually plant my mustards here where I'm at with the temperatures. And then also, it allowed me to free up some space inside and outside to start rotating the other ones to be ready to come out. So now we have that mixed up. I'm not going to add extra stuff to it again because I already amended this soil. So now I'm just going to put my seedling in, cover it up, And we will check on these here to see how they're doing later. Put the next one in. I'm barely touching it. I'm not squeezing it. So you have to be careful not to squeeze your seedlings because you can damage them. So we know that these here are mustard greens, and I'm going to put that right here. And again, like I said, we'll come back and check it. I will not water these down because number one, I left soil around the roots. I just mixed the cocoa coir seed starter mix in that was already damped, moist enough, because I don't want to send them into that kind of shock at all. And again, that's what we're doing today. Oh, and I guess just in case we might not have enough time, I'm going to go ahead and plant one of each. I'm going to try to do one of my bell peppers. It's the carnival blend. So, see how many came out. The seeds are not big. But what I'm going to do, and I said one, I'm saying one. I'm going to plant that over here because I believe that this is what this is a, and I'm barely putting some soil over it. If it germinated, germinate. If it don't, it'll be okay. I did plant some more in another location, and I'm going to plant some California Wonders. Now, I really hope that this that's what this is. But if not, it'll be okay. And I'm going to plant only one of them. So, that's how we have to do here in Texas. You have to figure it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me do this, and just to show you, this is my way. I'm not going to tell you my way is perfect, but certain things work for me, certain things don't. So yeah, let's see if you can. I mean, this is us. This is the watermelon. That Charleston or Crimson, whichever one it is, I can't remember. I just know I know once it formed. It is doing spectacular. I mended that soil, cut it all back, and it's taking off really good. As well as this sugar baby here. I might need to put a little more soil around it. And I'm trying not to move too fast because I have you on my stand. And my beans are doing excellent. That particular squash zucchini have nothing but male flowers on it right now, so I don't know which one it is. Some things are getting ready to come out, like that tomato plant over there, as well as, now my peppers are doing pretty good, so I'm gonna let them keep going as long as they can. Over there where the tomato cage is, those tomatoes are getting ready to come out. Most likely I will probably only have 2 back there because they're not fruiting anymore, and it's just wasted space. They did give me a lot of tomatoes, which is good. As you can see in this blue pool, my sugar baby is really starting to take off. I hate that I had to restart it over, but I'm gonna try to do something a little different this time. I'm gonna go get me some more chicken wire, and I'm gonna wrap it around this pool because I don't want nothing to get it again. I have not watered yet, so My okra plants are looking a little droopy. I do have a couple of okras that's ready to come off. And I have some basil I can harvest. The basil is doing good. I'm going to probably go down on the basil because I still have basil planted in different spots. Anywhere that it looks like it don't have any life is coming out. Okay? Because when it gets time to plant that fall stuff, I want to be ready. And fall is kind of pretty good for me because it's less heat. So the rest of everything else, all the other seedlings, I'll take you in to give you an update on how those are going. And I hope you enjoy that as well. So again, we'll be back with more updates. So remember, I said I was going to let you know what I do with the comfrey. So I'm going to go ahead and give you that update along with the rest of the seedlings. So on the bottom shelf, I put my comfrey. So it's getting light, but it's still in the kind of cool space. This mustard tender is shooting up. Like, it's ready, man. But my cilantro is doing very well. That salad in the bowl, oh my gosh, it looks so delicious. Then we have here, we have our cauliflower, the celery. Let me see if you can see. There you go. And then we also have broccoli. And you still have them close to the light. And this one here, this is a cauliflower as well. Broccoli in the back. And mustards in that one. We're going to go up to the fluorescent lights. We have cabbage. We have more turnip greens. We have more kale. Cauliflower. What is this one? Cauliflower. This one here, if you remember, I said I did another one with some collards and cabbage. So those are getting leggy. So I'm gonna have to up my game up on them. But those are the last ones I planted. Look at the green onion. Let me bring it down so you can see better in the light. Now remember, about 2 days ago I showed you sorry, I had to sneeze, my bad. And I have them right now. You seen they was on my island, and right now they're on my shelf. I just kind of take them from one place to another. Now these are the other ones that I said we was going to update. Now so far they have not resprouted, which is okay because that's more than enough at the top. I mean that did sprout. Up here we have our spinach. We have more mustard greens, cauliflower, mustard tenders. What is this one here? Yeah, mustard tenders. Now look at this mustard tender. This poor baby here look like she having a hard time. Uh-oh. I gotta get that out of there. So, this one versus the one down here. You see the difference? And they all been growing in the same area, so I might need to put some more water on this batch up here. You know, you don't want them to dry out. So again, that's the update on the seedlings, on the comfrey, and the salad with a bowl. And again, these are my fall stuff. And you just seen me go outside and plant some of the stuff to kind of get it a test run to see what's going to happen. The tomatoes, I know they'll probably do okay. They'll come up. But we're going to keep an eye on them. That's the first time I did them from seed outside. So, yeah, and to be honest, it's not the first time I kind of put my transplant outside a little earlier, but I can't remember the exact time when I did do it, Because a lot of, like my kale, I had started it, put them in the ground and let them just pop up. So this time, I'm actually starting them from starts. And I'm going to see how I like this. So I hope, I hope these starts, you know, stay healthy, which they should. And we can go from there. So as you see, I did change it from Denver carrots to touching carrots, or if that's how you pronounce it. And look at my babies. They say, "Oh, what did you do to me?" They should bounce back up. And now we're just going to go ahead and label the tomatoes. So these are Oregon Spring tomatoes. I'm going to put another tag for the mustard since I had an extra one. Then we'll come over here and we'll label this one. The heat was too much for those marble peas, so they didn't do anything. I might come back out here later, not today, and plant some more. So guys, that is the update on my fall planting and what I'm going to experiment with and what I'm not. I don't want to overwater anything because as you can see, other than this particular bed right here, now I do water this one here a lot because this one here is not mixed with the cocoa core, but I do have water bottles right there. I'm not going to water that, remember. Maybe tomorrow. And I'm going to water over here where my beans at because, again, this is a different soil. And I want to make sure that it's getting watered. Now, I do have some old cocoa core, and I probably will be mixing them up soon. But just my okra, my pole okra. I can say, look how many okras I got coming up, guys. And the only reason why I try to make sure I'm watering these every day, again, number one, is in a container. Number two, is not in my cocoa core. So I need to make sure that these are good. I did not put extra water around my watermelon, but I did put a bottle. I don't want to overwater it, and I don't want to underwater it. So that one definitely will get like water tomorrow. I have a lot of stuff I need to haul off. I did take the sunflowers out. They will come down and that red trough will move up so it can be easy access, and my husband can get back there. And I still have to move that gravel. Remember, I said I will be moving that gravel, and this dirt right here is going to go. This here is not mixed with my cocoa core. So, and as you know, I'm all about moisture. So that's going. This is going. I was going to keep it. What's in my trough, I'm also going to get rid of majority of that. But I will be keeping some just so I can, I don't have to use all new soil, because soil can get expensive. You have to be smart about it. But I will replenish it with some cocoa core. And in that bed, I have something particular I'm going to put in that bed. So, again, I hope you like this update. If you did, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like, dislike, and hit that notification bell, just in case I upload a new one. You can always know how everything is going. Until the next update, be blessed. Anything Love Lady do, she do it with love.